Okay, let's have a look at this question then. Binomial expansion, consider the expansion of x squared plus 2 over x to the power of 10. Write down the number of terms in this expansion. Okay, now number of terms is always going to be the n value, which is the power plus 1. So that's something that we can kind of figure out if we do a couple of, or consider the expansion of something like a quadratic. That gives us 3 terms. And you can perhaps piece it together with time. This is not going to be worth many marks, but we should know that it's 10 plus 1. So that should be 11 terms. So part A here is going to be 11 terms. Okay, part B then. Now we're thinking. Find the coefficient of x to the power of 8. Now because this is a to the power of 10, I'm not going to choose to use Pascal's triangle. Instead, I'm going to use the combination formula that we have. Hopefully you have a copy of that in front of you. Really, what we're trying to piece together, though, is how these combinations work and how the powers will have to combine in order to do it. Now, how we've been doing this is looking at our bracket x squared plus 2 over x to the power of 10. What does that look like for the first term? Well, for the first term it's going to be 10 choose 0, which is 1. The a term, which is x squared to the power of 10, multiplied by the b term, well, which is going to be to the power of 0, and that's just 1. And we're going to piece this together. So 2 over x to the 0, and then we're going to add to that the second term, 10 choose 1. The power reduces, x squared to the 9, 2 over x to the 1. The powers have to add up to 10. And so we're going to just try, if we can, to identify which term is going to leave me with an x to the 8. And what I might do is I might just actually adjust this one, because this is the thought process that I would go through. So just imagine we were to expand this. The power of a power multiplies. So 9 times 2, that's going to give us x to the 18. And it's going to be divided by another 1x term. That's going to be x to the 1. So x to the 18 divided by x is going to leave me with x to the 17. That's going to be the power of this term here, x to the 17. Now, I don't want x to the 17, I want x to the 8. So I'm going to adjust it slightly to see if I can get x to the 8. So really, in order to try and hone in on what we want, I'm going to adjust these numbers and see if I can arrive at the answer that I want. So thinking about x to the 8, we've got 10 options. Let's try something like 5 and 5. Let's see what happens when we do 5 and 5. Let's think it through again. If I were to work this out, it would be 5 multiplied by 2 giving me an x to the 10. And this 5 here would apply to both my 2 to the 5 and x to the 5. So it would be 10 over 5. It would be 10 here divided by 5 here, x to the 5 in total, which is again not quite the x to the 8 that I wanted. So again we're going to have to adjust this. Undo what we've just done. So it was x to the 5 and I want it slightly higher, so let's try 1 up. And I'm going to adjust this by 1 higher, see what happens now. What am I left with now? Well, 6 times 2 here is going to give me 12. I'm then going to have to divide that by x to the 4. 12 minus 4 gives me the x to the 8 that I wanted. Fantastic. So I've managed to find exactly what I wanted. Now that means that I need to choose how many, or select how many that this combination is going to choose from. 10 choose either 6 or 4. It really doesn't matter. We're going to plug it into our calculator anyway to work out what it's going to be. So this is the term that I want, and that's what I'm going to focus my efforts on now. So let's have a look through and calculate this. 10 choose 4. Let's head to my calculator. and it's in probability combinations, and we're interested in 10, 4. So 10 choose 4 is giving me 210. So this is going to be 210 x to the power of 12 multiplied by 2 to the 4 over x to the 4. Now 2 to the 4 is 16, so it's going to be 210 multiplied by 16 x to the 12 over x to the 4, which I can calculate as x to the 8. Nice little check that what we're calculating is the right one. So now I need to do is 210 multiplied by 16. 3360. So we get 3360 x to the 8. And that's our question answered. The coefficient of x to the 8. I suppose the question only asks for the coefficient, so the coefficient would be 3360. And that's us done.